Okay, today's video is going to be on how to avoid failure in running your martial arts school. So, running a martial arts school is a business, so it should be treated like a business. So, it can be then classed as the same as any other business, really, in the fact that there are some key things we need to have in order to increase our chances of being more successful. So, again, as a mentor, I'm lucky enough to speak to lots of entrepreneurs, whether or not it's my property investor mentees or my martial arts school owner mentees as well. And from speaking to them from the first couple of conversations, first couple of calls, it's quite a common thing that not many of them have a plan. So we need to make sure that we've got a plan, short term, medium, and long term goals really on what we're looking to achieve. What we're looking to achieve over the next month, what we're looking to achieve over the next 3 months, what we're looking to achieve over the next 6 months. And then again, as we start to look further out, what we're looking to achieve by the end of the year or in the next 12-month period, next 2 year period, next 5 year period, and so on. So all successful businesses, again, regardless if it's a martial arts school business or a different business, they've always got a plan up here. And then when that plan is more, how can I say it now, clearer, they will then start to get it down on paper, especially as the team starts to grow, because everybody needs to be pulling in that same direction. You don't want, if you've got a team of, imagine if it's only a team of two and one of you is pulling one way, one of you is pulling another, you're not going to get where the business needs to get to. So having a clear plan is definitely a key element, which is going to help you become more successful in running your school. And again, that's closely tied to goals as well. So one of my short-term goals is when I work with my mentees at first is to make sure that we're getting a steady or building up a steady flow of white belts, because every martial arts school needs a predictable, reliable amount of white belts coming into the school each and every month, and that's always brought about through marketing and so on. So regardless of how good of an instructor you are, I'm sure you're fantastic. Regardless of any competition titles or championships you might have won and so on, it's always dependent on, or your school success is always dependent on, a steady flow of white belts coming into your school. So you need to make sure you've got a plan. You need to make sure you've got goals. And then another thing really to avoid failure is make sure that you're implementing a marketing strategy, a marketing plan. Now, again, if apologies if you watched some of my videos before, hopefully you have. I say this a lot, especially for one of my mentees. Your marketing is not a sporadic one-off event. It's not you get up one morning and think, oh, I've not got enough white belts, or we're losing members, I need to do some marketing. Then you go around, kick a few bushes and turn over a few stones and so on, and suddenly you start getting white belts, then you stop. Marketing needs to be an ongoing thing. I always compare it to fitness and health, really. You can't store your fitness, you can't store your health. It needs to be worked at all the time. Just like again, I'm a karate man, but just like your martial arts standard, you can't expect to, remain at this grade if you're not continually practicing and so on. So you need to make sure to avoid failure, you've got a clear marketing plan in place. And again, if you haven't invested in a copy of that book, I know I mention it quite a lot now on my YouTube videos, but this may be the first one you've seen. I would invest, I think it's £13 on Amazon, maybe £14, How to Build a Highly Profitable Martial Arts School by me. Okay, now that isn't fluff, that's, BS type of thing. That's not generic business advice, that's specific to running a martial arts school. So again, if you haven't invested in a copy of that yet, pause this video, get on Amazon, type that in and invest in a copy. And again, it's not for the £3 or £4.25 that I'll receive in royalties. It's to help you obviously progress and help your school grow, because that's what I want to help all my mentees with. So make sure, again, to avoid failure, we need a plan. We need to make sure we've got goals. We need to make sure we've got a marketing strategy in place. And also, we need to make sure that we're working on retention. What's one of the worst things you can do, and especially my mentees start to go through this stage, when they start to get more and more white belts that they've had, than they've ever had before. It might be 5 a month, it might be 10 a month, it might be 15 a month, it might be 20 new white belts a month, 25 new white belts every month if your marketing's on point. One of the worst things you can do is just enroll them, sign them up, swipe the credit card, debit card, whatever it is, and then throw them over the wall. That's definitely not that's like worst case scenario. Because again, I went through this about 9 or 10 years ago. What you've done is you've opened your front door, they're coming in through your system, they stay in a month, 2 months without any retention, then they're leaving through the back door, and you're just spinning your wheels. You might be able to resonate with that, and that's definitely what, that's bad practice. That you want to make sure that these two main things. One of your focuses is to make sure that you're attracting and enrolling martial arts students to your school. And number two, keeping hold of them forever. Your job as a martial arts school owner or the head instructor, the master instructor, the chief instructor is number one, market your school. Let people know that you're a martial arts school owner and what you teach is phenomenal. The program has amazing, endless benefits that transfer across into other areas of your life and so on. And then number two, when you've got them in your school, try your best to keep hold of them forever. Retention, again, there's a large section, maybe a couple of chapters of that in my book, so definitely invest in that. And finally, and again, if you've had a look around this YouTube channel, you know I write a lot about, or should I say, post videos on success and mindset. Mindset is a massive one to your success, okay? Linking it back to Henry Ford's famous quote, if you think you can or think you can't, you're right. The same is true for your martial arts school. If you think that you can't enroll 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 students a month, you're not going to. If you think that you can't push your price point up, you're not going to. If you think that you can't keep hold of students long enough, you're not going to, okay? So again, we don't want it to be a self-fulfilling prophecy up here. We want to make sure that we are believing in ourselves, believing in our abilities, hopefully investing in a mentor, definitely. Again, think about it now, just like when we were white belts, beginner grades, we always looked to our instructor, our sensei, who then helped us along the way because we knew we'd learn from them, and that's exactly what I want with my mentees, okay? So I want them to learn from me to speed up their success and miss out on some of the many mistakes I've made that have cost me, hundreds of students over the years, maybe even over thousands of students, lost decent instructors, not left so many thousands of pounds on the table because I didn't have decent business practices. So yeah, listen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found some value from this video. Please do me a favor, please give it a like, and please subscribe to the channel because we generally put out 1 to 2 martial arts school videos a week. And if you're one of my mentees watching this, I hope again you picked up some things. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. But let's keep going, everybody. Keep investing in this mindset and keep improving. Good luck. Take care. All the best.